I wanted to jump in today and thank you for watching, whether you're live or on replay. And hopefully today you'll stay to the end because I want to talk about what changed my life today, and it might change yours, and what conditions you're striving to tackle, and kind of a little bit of what I went through and what I've learned from the ladies that I'm coaching. So hopefully you'll stay to the end and get something out of it. So I felt I've been doing a lot of reflecting and wanted to share a little bit about me and a little bit about my journey and some of the journeys of what's come up for some ladies, what I do and why I do it, okay? So for those who don't know me, I'm Vanessa. I'm the founder of Keto Buddies. I'm a certified health and weight loss accountability coach. I'm 47 years old. I'm okay now with saying how old I am because I've come to a place where I can recognize that my experience and my journey, I've learned things from that, and if I can pay that forward of what I've learned and speed up someone else's process so that they don't have to perhaps suffer as much as I did, then it's okay to be 47 and I'll move on from that, right? So then a little bit about me. So we'll cover off really quickly so we can get on to you because it's more important and more about you. So I am a mom. My Zoe is my daughter. She's 8 and I've been married for 17 years. And Keto Buddies is my passion. I was not a health coach who was already a health coach and looking for a program and has jumped on a keto kind of a bandwagon. I don't believe that diets work, so even keto or low carb isn't going to work unless we do it differently. I was somebody who had been obese most of my life, and even before I was obese, I thought I was fat, so I don't know if anyone can relate to that. And then what happened was, what often happens, there's, things that happen in our life that affects us, some family things or health concerns ourselves, tragedy, or you quit your job. There's kind of like 4 big categories in your life that make you turn and reflect inwards. So I had more than a few of those going on, and I decided I was already on my journey and in another job, in a corporate role, and people were paying attention and seeing what was happening to my body and how I was eating, and started asking. And then some people, I was helping people, and then some people said, well, you should be doing this and we'll pay you. And I thought initially, well, that's a crazy thing. I'd been in my career for like 17 years as well. I'm a very loyal person, I think. And I then decided, okay, well, maybe I'm meant to do this. Maybe there's a bigger purpose than working in a corporate job. So what was important for me was to quit my job and to go back to school, because I firmly believe, like I've said, that a diet doesn't work. So you need to be able to put something into your life in a sustainable way, and it needs to be part of your identity. And no, you don't have to be keto or low carb for forever if you can heal what is important in your condition. But you can't go back to being the person that you were before. And we all use food as, well, I shouldn't say we all use, but often food is used for medicine or for like covering up something. We're self-medicating, and so there's some root causes there. So I felt for me that it was important to get the education behind habit change, behavioral change, identity change, and that is what Keto Buddies is about. It's about having support and community accountability, and we work on the heart and the mind predominantly, and the food is a little bit about that. So what I had to do to recognize and get on my journey is that I had to recognize and figure out that I was metabolically broken, okay? And that I had followed all the conventional advice, everything from medical doctors to fertility doctors, everything like that. I had done what I was told to do. I had personal trainers, I had gym memberships, blah, 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 blah. Nothing was sustainable and nothing really worked, okay? So it wasn't until I looked outside the square and started to think, well, beating myself up. Is my body broken? Am I broken? Am I not doing something right? But in the end, I want you to know that it's not you, okay? And it's actually not really your body, because you're doing what you've been told to do. We just have a different body than some people, okay? So we need to do things differently. So some things that I really needed to do to be able to have my success is to stop believing the diet industry, to rewrite my story, to stop saying stories. I need to create a new story for myself, and I needed to invest in myself. I needed to go through the journey with myself. Okay, so I went through that process, and I want to tell you that what I do is not about selling the diet. Like, I don't just sell a meal plan because a meal plan isn't going to work for you. You know, I coach lots of women who have been keto and low carb before, and it hasn't worked. Okay, so they've treated it the same way, that it was a diet, and they start and they stop. There isn't a underlying belief and a connection about their health and well-being. So we go through that process. I'm not going to say that it's easy, and I'm not like somebody else who's going to sell a diet and say pop this pill or drink this shake and life will be wonderful, because I think we've all been there and done that, and it doesn't work. I want to say that I don't associate myself with any products. That I do advise for people for their certain conditions to take magnesium or you know, a few other supplements if it's pertinent to what they're doing, but I don't sell anything. I'm not associated to anything. I love my bone broth. It helps heal lots and lots of things for people, and you'll hear me talk about that a lot. I call it my cup of love. I have one that I like, and I have no affiliation with it, and people buy whatever they like and whatever's convenient for them. So I felt for myself as a coach, it's important to not be associated with any products. And I'm not here to push a pill or a shake, because I'm not here to say that it'll be easy. I'm here to tell you that if you follow a method that I've come through and my other ladies have come through, that it will not be difficult. Okay, so I think that there's a difference between easy and not being difficult. And what you get is support and accountability and a proven method, and something that is a lot different than other people are doing. Okay, so it's not difficult, but it isn't easy. You've got to show up and you've got to do the work. Okay, we work a lot on what your limiting beliefs are. And what I mean by that is, why do we think sometimes that we don't deserve a different happiness or a different life or a different body? We work on the limiting beliefs and our relationship with our body, because we are beautiful at all stages. And I think that if we had that belief and that practice of loving ourselves a long time ago, we wouldn't actually, most of us, have gotten to where we are. Okay, so it's something that with my daughter, I'm really trying to practice and instill from an early age, and to separate, you know, the beauty of our bodies from the commercialism. But that comes, you know, if we didn't do that in our lives, we need to rewind and address that. So that's a little bit about what I do. And now, like, who do I do that for? So my heart and passion is to help women who are challenged metabolically. So basically, whether it's weight related or hormone related, whether you are pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetic, whether you have fertility challenges or PCOS, they all have something in common. Okay, if you have tried to lose weight and the conventional advice of calories in and energy out isn't working for you, if you're eating the same thing and you're getting a little bit older and the weight's coming on, if you are exercising more and you're not getting results, if you perimenopausal, menopausal, all those things, PCOS, a lot of fertility issues, all have one thing in common, and that is insulin resistance. It all has to do with your hormones, the hormone insulin, and then from there, the condition of insulin resistance. So I'm passionate about helping people solve that condition. And bringing that message because it's not out there as much in conventional. So we all have had lots of medical doctors, and I went to medical doctors, like I said, and fertility doctors, and that never came up. Paid lots of money for IVF and all sorts of things. I also did Chinese medicine and all sorts of things. And it just never came up that this was why many of the methods that I was trying weren't working for me. So I advocate for using healthy, whole, real food combined with addressing our mind and our heart so that you can be a different person when you get to your goals. Because if you're the same person when you get to your goals, then you're going to freak out. Okay, so I'll tell a story of, it would be 25 years ago. I did a very low carb diet. It was Dr. Bernstein's diet, if you're from Canada. Had huge success. I was the smallest that I would have been in my whole life. It was completely unsustainable. It was incredibly fast weight loss. I was hungry. I would put popcorn in my mouth and suck it and then take it out because I couldn't have the carbs. Okay, it was like just crazy. And like I've said, I've tried every kind of diet. So while it got you to a goal on a scale, it didn't address any of the underlying causes. And those root causes are what we really need to work on. So we need to not only address the metabolic challenges in our body, but we need to address our mind and our hearts. And by doing the two combined and using the method that I've put together, you then become confident in who you are. You love yourself at every stage of your journey. And when you get to a goal, you don't freak out. Now, our brains are meant to keep us safe, okay? We like to be comfortable. And that means at different parts of your journey and in your life, you're gonna hear this little voice or a tap on your shoulder, whatever it is for you that you hear that says, oh, you've been really good, it's okay, you can have something. Or, this isn't really working for you, you don't feel all that comfortable, come back to what you know. And these are unconscious messages from ourselves trying to bring you into the state of being comfortable, because when you go through change, you're uncomfortable. And our bodies and our brains don't like to be uncomfortable. We think we like change and challenge, but actually, like from a standpoint physiologically, we don't like it. So we will hear these voices consciously or unconsciously, and it will be telling us, no, you don't need to do that. It's okay not to do that today. It's not okay not to do your meal prep, or, all sorts of little bit of self-sabotage comes into play, because that's natural. It's trying to pull you back into what you know. And you have to start to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. You have to start to love yourself along the way, appreciate your arms along the way, appreciate your legs along the way, because your idea of what's on the scale or what life is going to look like when you tackle some of these challenges may not be what the reality is. So we have to get you comfortable with being you, okay? We have to get you comfortable with that you are addressing your underlying health issues and that your body is healing and doing the best that it can for you. And from there, you're gonna find happiness and you're gonna find a place of peace. And what that scale looks like down the track is completely, a little bit beyond your reach. I advocate for not using the scale. So we use photos, we use our clothing, and we can do some measurements, but we really do ditch the scale. It's about all the non-scale victories. It's about what your hair ends up doing. It's about your nails, your skin, what your periods end up looking like. Skin tags fall off. All sorts of things happen in your body. I had plantar fasciitis, it went away. Arthritis, I have really bad arthritis in this hand. I don't have it if I'm eating to plan, to point kind of thing. All sorts of things. Aches and pains that you thought were aging, they're not aging. So, what our body can do, and the stories from all the ladies in the group are incredible. Something like, because everybody's body is different, everybody's journey is different. So some of the stuff that comes up is like, unique to everybody. And that is what is one of the most gratifying things, is that people get so much healing and they get what their body needs to heal. Okay, so we are not the judge of that, right? Like, we are not the judge of that. So sometimes I'll go, oh, my skin's like, it's getting a bit flabby. Like, well, it's less, I don't have 3 chins anymore, so that's a good thing, right? But I have other tools and then other times my skin is tighter. It goes through processes. So it will lose the weight, and then for me, it will tighten back up. And that happens with some intermittent fasting. Your body is amazing at what it can heal. Like, my skin is so much better than it was when I was 30. Okay, so your body will heal what it needs to heal. And coming to terms and understanding that it's a process of getting healthy to lose weight, if losing weight is needed, it's getting healthy to conceive, it's getting healthy to do, you fill in the blank, right? Like, to use less medicine, to use less insulin, all those kind of things. So if you are pre-diabetic, type 2 diabetic, if you have PCOS, if you are overweight, if you suffer from arthritis or aches and pains like plantar fasciitis and things like this, these are all things that can be addressed. But you have to want to do the work, okay? You have to want to not be on a diet, and you have to not let your limiting beliefs and your fear hold you back. So that is what is super, super important. So all those conditions have the underlying link of insulin resistance and a few other hormones falling in there, but this video I just really wanted to concentrate on insulin resistance. Our hormones cause us so much problems, and getting a handle on that and knowing how far that food can heal you is really important. So I want to take my 47 years of life and help you to move forward of what your pain you're experiencing, that is your unique pain, to your dreams. Okay, so I want you to know that there is hope, and I want you to know that there is a way to do it differently. So if you're willing to stop believing the BS of the diet industry, if you're willing to own your journey and to invest in yourself and give yourself the time and the grace, then what you want is definitely possible, okay? So I want to thank you for jumping on today. Thank you for being active in the group. Please don't be shy. Ask the questions that you have. Share your journey. Be supported by other women who, may not have the exact specific journey that you do, but everybody's here for a reason. So take advantage of that. If you are still here and still watching, whether that's on replay or live, you're here for a reason. So if you would like to talk about your journey of what is possible after this, I will post a link to my calendar. I've opened up a few appointments. The call is really, it's all about you. It's about me learning about how I can help you and support you. And we go through some tips and tricks. Whether or not I have a program that's suited to you or not suited to you, we can go through if that's of interest. But really, you'll walk away from that call with, a real consultation on what is your challenge and what is your goals and your dreams. And the gap between you being able to recognize where you are and where your pain is and where your dreams are, that is a really important step, okay? So that's everything for me. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks very much. Have a great day. Enjoy the sun. Bye.